Welcome back to Tipsy Talk. My camera basically shut down when I was last recording, and I can't even get the screen record to work on my laptop. So needless to say, I'm struggling today. Pause for the cause. I am having sangria. Yum. Cheers. This is the Members Mark brand you can get it at Sam's Club or Costco. And I added Cruisin' passion fruit rum, as well as I have mango sorbet in here with mixed berries. So it's lit. And cold on my teeth. Oh, that's so good. It's heaven. Okay, so the irony, I've been having conversations with some of my friends, and we've just been talking about relationships, patience, waiting for what God has for you. And I was actually telling them that it's difficult because you find yourself in this place where you have a lot of people telling you, be patient, learn yourself, figure out what you want. And often when you've been alone, you have no other choice but to get to know yourself, if you allow it, obviously. But I have been single for almost a year now, from a almost 8-year relationship, and that in itself is difficult. You are so accustomed to being around someone all the time, being in their space, in their presence, and it just, I don't know. It's different. So, it's always difficult to hear people want to say, get to know yourself, learn to be alone. It's not necessarily the problem. Being single is the easy part, believe it or not. It's just like what you do once you get home and it's just you again. When you're out in the world and you're vibing, connecting with people, laughing, basking in all that this beautiful world has to offer, it's amazing. You get to live life, you get to smile, laugh, and just enjoy the presence of other people. And it's just those moments when you get home, it's just you laying down at night after you get out that shower, you hop into bed and it's just nobody there. And, opening yourself up to other people and essentially being shut down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let me know if you've ever experienced this, but sometimes you meet people and you allow yourself to be vulnerable because you begin to start feeling things for them. And I will tell you the most ironic part about that. The irony is that some of these individuals, they pride themselves on being honest and open. And it's almost hypocritical because it's like, let's say I just got, well, obviously I did, but let's just say I was fresh out of a relationship and I've been single and I'm just on this men ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes out here, they're nothing. They just want sex. They don't want to know they don't want to make love to my mind. They just want my body. They don't know what they want. They just want a woman with money, or they just want a woman who needs them, who they can come to and, lay down all their problems, and essentially that nurture role. And then I'm like, there's no good men out here, because none of them want them, and they have all these high standards for what they want their women to be like. They have to be beautiful. They have to dress a certain kind of way. They have to be sexy without exposing too much skin. They have to be charismatic without being too flirtatious around, his friends. And they have all these standards, and then they look at us, or the opposite sex or same sex, whichever, and they're just like, well, they don't know what they want. And it's hard because they wonder why, these people treat them like shit. Okay, well, flip that camera around. Take a look in the mirror and check yourself, because you're probably the exact person doing the same thing that you're accusing other people of doing. Because not willing to get to know a person and to know if you can have something with them, and just closing the door, but saying you're amazing, you're attractive, you are all of the above, I just don't want you. Like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about boxing somebody out. And I know we've all been there. We've all had those people in our lives who have come, and they're the very thing that we say that we want, and they're sitting right in front of us, and we tend to overlook them. We tend to treat them like they're not an option, like they're not on the roster. And my problem is, this was my metaphor. If I'm going to get all dolled up and go to and go to a club, and I've been waiting in line, and now I get to the front, and the bouncer's like, I'm sorry, you look so beautiful today. You are exactly what we have inside this club right now, and it's exactly what we're looking for. However, there's just something about you that's just not exactly what we want. Like, I don't see you being able to fit in with everybody else in there. Like, what? I don't even get on the guest list. I'm not even asking for bottle service, boo. Like, excuse you? And I think, people tend to just write people off, and they don't give people the opportunity to be people. And you say you want love, but you don't give people the opportunity to love you. And it's all based on perception, because, I don't fit in said box. I don't look said way, like I am not, maybe I don't wear clothes that are more conservative. Maybe I'm a girl who likes to expose a little skin, not too much, but that's okay. It's my body. But then we get shamed, right? We get that whole sex shaming. You can be sexy, but you can't be that sexy, because if you're too sexy, we're going to say that you're asking for whatever. I'm so sorry, my eye is like twitching. You're asking for whatever ignorant, misogynistic, statements that these men make when they want to treat you objectively than as a human and as a woman. Like, without us, I mean, this world kind of wouldn't exist. Like, we create life. Treat us as the queens that we are. And women, queens, my queens, demand the respect of your counterparts, because if you don't, they will always treat you like you were less than. And for me, that's unacceptable. I am more than capable. I am more than worthy. And Any man who is crazy enough to bypass an opportunity to get to know me, then that's just his loss. And yeah, you hear that all the time. And yeah, it hurts because sometimes it's those people that you want, or people are like, well, we always want what we can't have. What? Like, obviously we're gonna want what we can't have, but I'm a firm believer in if there's something that I truly want in this world, there ain't nothing, no one on God's green earth can stop me from having what I want, unless God says that it's not for me to have it, not because man tells me that I can't have it. So check yourself. You feel me? So ladies, you're beautiful. You're amazing. You are everything that they tell you that you are not. And just because they want to wrap it up in a pretty package and tell you that you're beautiful and you'll make an amazing mother and an amazing wife, but they just can't see that with you, too bad. Because sometimes people look for these grand signs. They think that they have everything all figured out, and they still, and I even had a conversation about this with a good friend of mine. We often lay the baggage of our past relationships on people who are just newly coming into our lives. So we basically are making them fight a battle to win our hearts when they were never the ones who broke it in the first place. How's that fair? That's not fair. Who's that fair to? And I know we're speaking about fair. Nothing in this life is fair. However, if you truly want to find love, if you truly want to find connection, if you truly want somebody to love your mind, to make love to your mind, to feed your soul, you have to be open and available to what is put in front of you. And just because it does not look like what you thought it would look like does not mean that it's not for you. And oftentimes, we essentially block our own blessings. So, yeah, there's that. But yeah, so on here, I also want to be able to share some quotes that I have saved on my Instagram, and some pages that if you have an Instagram, shall I say, and you're a poet junkie as myself, I love poetry. I love for people to just come up with the perfect metaphors that just make you be like, I felt that. Mr. Amari's Soul, and I will put this down in the description box, his Instagram. One of the things that I came across that I've saved in my little save log. Does a woman's broken heart ever truly heal? Or do you simply become stronger and find better ways to conceal the pain? You see, I might not know your name, but you can't fool me with the lines, telling me you don't care about him anymore, but I can see it in your eyes. That he hurt you. Don't be ashamed of the pain. Embrace it. Don't turn your back on the pain. Face it. Let it all out and release it to the wind. And when you've gotten it all out, there will be just enough room in your heart for you to finally love again. Can I get some snaps down below? Like, come through. That gave me my whole life, okay? When people break your heart, use that as an opportunity to love harder. Love harder. And just be truly open, because the most beautiful thing about being humans is that we are so resilient. And just when we thought we couldn't take any more, just when we thought we've reached our breaking point, God just kind of makes everything dissipate. The tides settle, the wind calms. So yeah, just when you feel like you have no more room to love again, the tides settle, the wind calms, and you just have that sense of peace. That's real healing. It's phenomenal. And, love transcends life. And I say that because outside of our physical, love transcends that. Love transcends space and time. Because once we are no longer within our physical shell, this facet of who we are, the one thing that still remains is love. And grief is just another form of love. Not only do we grieve deaths, but oftentimes we grieve relationships. We grieve friendships. We grieve, just people entering, or not say entering, people exiting our lives. And that's a hard transition. For once having someone day in and day out with you, someone that you communicate with on a daily basis, weekly basis, whatever have you, and to no longer have that anymore, that entails a grieving process. And we all know the 5 steps of grief. I will put it up on the screen. You have to go through it. To get through it, you have to go through it. The Good Quote, if you're familiar with them, they also have amazing things that they post all the time. This one says, "The right love will strengthen you, scare you, and give you the courage to share what your heart has survived." It's a beautiful thing. We are, I don't know. We're capable of more than we know. I literally have it. This is the moment I got played. Tattoo on my shoulder that says, "Beauty in the struggle. Pressure builds diamonds." And I would not be who I am today had I not gone through the journey that it took to get me here. And everything that I've gone through has not been beautiful. It has not been sparkles, yellow brick roads, or anything of that sort. There has been hell. Many earthquakes to build these beautiful mountains. And as time progresses, I will only continue to grow into a more wiser, more well-rounded, more open-minded, open-minded woman. I just want this platform to be somewhere that you can come, you can chill, you can grab your glass, have a drink, kick your feet up, and let's just get some girl talk. Let's get some king and queen talk. Let's offload some of these stereotypes, some of these taboos. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. And let's just be chill. One soul to another. I thank you for tuning in to Tipsy Talk. I'm your girl, Black Girl Alicia. I hope you come back for more. If you have any suggestions as to what else you'd like to hear, my advice, any story times, which I have a few, anything that you want to know. Drop it down in the comments below. Come check me out. I will try to post one of these once a week. I will do my best to have one up. Thank you for tuning in. And the next time you come, grab your glass. Let's get tipsy, because you know I'ma talk. Cheers.